What's happening, guys? We're back. We got some lofty goals for 2020. All right, it's a new year. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and some good holidays. But it's time to get back rolling on the car project. So for 2020, we got some goals. I want to have the car registered and insured, get those kind of legalities out of the way. And then I would also like to try to get the thing at least drivable. Doesn't have to be finished, but I want to at least, be able to drive it up and down the alley kind of thing. So our first step on that is going to be cooling. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know we got ourselves a radiator and an intercooler. So today I want to get those guys mounted up in the front of the car. Space is going to be a little bit tight up there, as it always is. So we need to do a little bit of planning around that and build some mounts. Once that's done, we're going to strip everything out of the car again. Because over the holidays, I've been out here cutting and notching tubes to do all of the cross bracing on the front half of the chassis. So I want to get everything out of the car so we can weld those in. As well, once we have the motor out of the car and on the stand, it'll be a good time to go through things like wiring and plumbing and whatnot on the actual motor. So that it's a little easier when it's on the stand and we can see where all the pipes need to go. So first things first though, mounting a radiator. All right, this is the radiator I got. It's just the Honda Civic style rad, the half rad. Hopefully it'll be enough cooling power for this car. Basically anybody that builds one of these cars kind of has to contend with cooling issues because they have such a small frontal area. Getting a big enough radiator in there is kind of a challenge, but hopefully this will do it. I just got this off Amazon for like $100. So if it doesn't work, we'll have to, maybe we'll just put two in. Double stack them. But I'm not sure how we're gonna mount it yet. It's got these little pegs on it, but we might end up using those. We might come up with something different. But we also got a fan for it. It's over there somewhere. So we'll have to mount that on here before we start mocking up in the car to make sure that we got enough standoff distance. And then we also got ourselves an intercooler. It was a hell of a time trying to find an intercooler small enough to fit in that nose cone. Most of them are really wide for front mount applications. But I found this one. This is off of CX Racing. It's off their website. It's about the right size. There's a couple of complaints I have with it. Mainly, it's got really low density fin spacing, both on the throughways and on the internals. Probably won't be an issue for the amount of boost I'm planning on running through this car. I think we're only going to run up to maybe 12 psi, so it shouldn't be an issue. But if we have issues in the future, we can switch it out. It's a pretty good unit though. It's pretty dense or pretty heavy. Bar and plate construction, so heat soak shouldn't be an issue. But we'll get that guy mounted up too. So first things first though, radiator. I'm gonna put the intake manifold on the car so we know where the intake piping needs to go. We'll mount the fan onto the rad and then throw them in the car. All right, we got them sitting where I think we want them to live. Now comes the issue of how the heck do we mount these things? We got mounting tabs on the top that we got to build off of. We got mounting tabs on the bottom of the intercooler that are like halfway down. And then we got some mounting tabs on the rad at the bottom. My current thought is to build a bracket that comes off of our lower cross brace or whatever on the chassis. Comes forward, and then comes all the way up the rad, forward underneath the intercooler, mount the intercooler to that, and then up to here. And I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll just build it out of scrap steel right now. Just kind of whatever we got sitting around the shop. And then I will measure it all up and design something cool in AutoCAD or something and get it all bent up and made out of sheet metal. Maybe we'll just stick with the scrap steel one. And then we'll build some tabs or a bracket that comes off of this front one over the top of everything and then back down to this cross member that'll bolt on and kind of hold everything in there. I could always just put another cross brace in where it needs to be, but I'm ending up with a lot of kind of redundant bars in the front, so it's just extra weight. So we'll grab the scrap steel and try to make something work. All right, that was a pain in the butt to tack in there. TIG welding and holding brackets and stuff isn't really ideal. I probably should have flipped the machine over to a MIG welder, but we got it tacked up. The next step is gonna be some kind of hanging brackets to hang it off of the top chassis rails. But I gotta do daddy duty tonight, so I'm out of time. We'll pick back up on this next week. Maybe we'll do the top bracket too. And if we have time, we'll pull everything out, measure it all up, and start designing for the real bracket. So, in the meantime, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. Go check us out on Instagram, LeftfootFirst Media, and we'll see you next week. I'm out of here.